Hey, yo, man, what's the deal? I'm LATWAN. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to like. Today, what we're gonna talk about is how creating things and whatever you like to create can actually help you, with mental issues or emotional issues. So to start the video off, we're gonna say 2000. I can't remember. I think it was 2020 or 2019. Whenever the year it was that the world shut down, that changed a lot, with how people deal with the world now. Because once the world was shut down and people were basically chilling for a whole year, if you do your research and stuff like that, you can see that depression, mental problems, emotional problems, like a lot of people's, what I believe is just their traumas that, they push down during their daily days of like going to work and stuff like that. Like all of that kind of stuff started to resurface once, people were sitting at homes in their room and sitting by themselves, sitting by their thought, sitting by themselves with their thoughts and stuff like that. That's what tends to happen. Like they say, the idle time is devil time, like that old saying, that cliche saying. Pretty much how I look at that is just that, when you're alone, that's when you tend to think about the things that you try to forget to think about. And that's what I think, pretty much happened in 2020, if I'm getting a year correct. Pretty much what happened was a lot of people were sitting around at home, and then you started thinking about the things that you didn't want to think about anymore. And so now everybody's feeling those effect from that aspect of, when the world shut down. And I mean everybody. Businesses is no longer the same. A lot of people don't even want to work anymore. Most people complain, and most people just they got so used to that unemployment check, every week, and not having to do anything. So now, it's kind of it's crazy. Like all restaurants are slow. It don't matter what restaurant you go to, it's slow, and it's crazy. And I know everybody else has experienced this, because at first I thought it was just me, but everybody in my daily life, they talking about the same things that they're experiencing. People experiencing way higher bills. I don't know, I'm located in Arkansas, so we have energy as far as for our electricity and stuff like that. And the energy bills has been crazy. And for everybody in Arkansas, like they've been overcharging everybody. So to get to the point of this video is to go beyond that, or I'm gonna say transform that feeling of you just feeling like you're not doing anything, because we all went into it could 2020 probably put a lot of people in depression, because they started realizing, you started thinking about your life, like, what am I actually doing with my life? When you sitting around at the house, you not making no money, because the world shut down. Like that was some of the weirdest stuff. I asked my grandparents about it. They said they never experienced anything like that. So I can only imagine what it did to people psychologically. So to get to the point of this video, how creation will help you heal mentally and emotionally is, first and foremost, when you create something that you genuinely enjoy, you're gonna release dopamine. So dopamine is the same chemical that we all release when we're on social media. When you get likes and stuff like that, when you just engaging on social media or whatever, that feel good feeling that you get when you post and you get a whole bunch of likes, that's a natural chemical response that your body is giving off. So, but you can't really control that. And what I mean, you can't really control that because you can't make people like your stuff. However, when you're creating, it's a complete different thing, because creating it almost puts you in like this euphoric space, especially like to all my musicians out there. Y'all know how it is. Like when you get a beat, you get that beat and that beat just hitting, that beat just hard, and you could just feel it. You could just feel that you finna kill, you finna delete this beat. I didn't mean to say that you finna delete this beat. You could just feel it, that in itself is like an inner joy. And oh man, don't let you, once you finish it, the inner joy, I'm like, because a lot of us like to look at when we create our art, we want to put it out and we need that external validation immediately. And we just disregard the fact of how we felt about, how we felt during the process of creating all these things. And creating is going to remove a blockage that you pretty much have in your life. Like most people, some people got a blockage with communication. Some people just got a blockage. They don't even know what emotions they feel. They just react. You know what I'm saying? But the more and more you work and you create and stuff like that, the more liable you are to begin to start being aware of the emotions that you're starting to feel. And so that's going to help you heal more, and it's going to help you identify what's going on within you more, because if you don't have you within you right, you can't do anything in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not, because the world is wild out there. You know what I'm saying? We live in a jungle, regardless about how society looks, regardless about how all these nice buildings and all that stuff, bro, we live in a jungle. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the social aspect of the world. And the only way to navigate through the jungle is being able to understand human nature. And once you understanding human nature is probably the biggest hurdle with healing, with internally healing and getting your mental and emotionally self right. Because once you start understanding the things that, that's just human nature, where it's just some people, they just can't help it, so they're just going to do it regardless. Once you start understanding that kind of stuff from a mental and emotional standpoint, you're no longer triggered by certain things that people do anymore, and you just go on and move by your life. And the purpose of not being triggered by something every time something happened that you disagree with is you're saving your own energy. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what a lot of people don't realize. Like, if every time somebody make you mad, or every time somebody does something and it triggers you and you react to that, you're giving that person energy. Your transaction, you're using your energy as a transaction towards that, when you could just simply ignore it and save your energy and use your energy for something else. You know what I'm saying? Later, more productive in your life, outside of just arguing with somebody. Especially, people do this on social media all day. They just sit up and argue with other people in the comments that they don't even know. They'll sit up and argue for 3-4 days with a person that they don't even know, not even in the same city or state as them. Like, that's energy that you've given up. And people wonder why, you don't have enough energy to want to go do something that you actually want to do. So when you create, the more you create, the more you're going to be able to identify the emotions that you're feeling. And then not only that, the more mental clarity that you're going to be able to have when it comes to after identifying those emotions, and how you can use those emotions productively, because every emotion can be used productively. You know what I'm saying? Anger is a productive emotion if you use it right. Now, if you use it wrong, then of course it's a destructive emotion. However, you use it right, you can get some shit done. So that's just food for thought. You do the dishes. I'm LATWAN.